Despite efforts to achieve equality, a massive pay gap still exists in tennis. In 2024, 15 women and 28 men earned at least $2 million, while Grand Slams have paid both genders equally since 2007. Other major events still favor men. Take the Cincinnati Open. It paid men $6.8 million in 2024, while women earned just $3.2 million. At lower level tournaments, the gap is even wider. In 2022, Iga Swiatek dominated the sport, nearly becoming the first woman to out-earn the top male players since 2003. Yet, by 2024, the gender pay gap at the top was still as wide as it was a decade ago. The top 10 male players collectively made $80.7 million in 2023, a staggering 41% than the $57.4 million earned by the top 10 female players. Grand Slams, like Wimbledon and the US Open, have finally equalized prize money. But outside these elite events, it's a different story. At non-Grand Slam tournaments in 2025, Qatar Open, men earned $2.76 million, women just $1 million. Madrid Open, equal pay at $7.49 million, but this is an exception, not the norm. Cincinnati Open, the men's champion took home $6.28 million, while the women's champion got just $2.94 million, a gap of over $3.3 million. Tournaments claim sponsorship and revenue differences justify this, but many argue that systemic bias keep these gaps in place. The gender gap in prize money is directly tied into media exposure and sponsorship. Over the last 4 Grand Slams, female players received 41% less media coverage than male players. Out of the top 10 most covered tennis stars, only 2 were women, Serena Williams and Simona Halep. This lack of visibility affects endorsement deals. Roger Federer made $85 million annually from endorsement alone. One of the most dominant athletes of all time made far less. The total earning gap between Federer and Serena, a staggering $780 million. Even in social media presence, Federer dominates Facebook, while Serena leads Instagram. But sponsorships still favor men, regardless of audience engagement. Male players consistently receive better match slots in prime time, attracting higher viewership. Case in point, the 2019 French Open. Serena Williams, a 23-time Grand Slam champion, was placed on the main court only once in her first 4 matches. Meanwhile, lower-ranked male players got priority on Philippe Chatrier. Even in 2023 WTA Finals, players like Aryna Sabalenka and Elena Rybakina protested poor scheduling and subpar conditions. The bias affects visibility, sponsorships, and ultimately earnings. Umpiring and bias in tennis. Have female players faced harsher punishments than their male counterparts? History says yes. The 2018 US Open final, Serena Williams vs Naomi Osaka, remains one of the most infamous cases. Serena received 3 cold violations resulting in a game penalty. She accused umpire Carlos Ramos of sexism, arguing that male players show similar behavior without the same punishment. Other controversial cases, Alexander Zverev in 2022 Acapulco, expelled for smashing his racket near an umpire. Andy Murray kicked the ball toward an umpire's head. No consequences. Roger Federer berated an umpire, fined just $1,500. The inconsistencies fuel the belief that women are judged more harshly than men. Despite the challenges, women have fought back. Billie Jean King, a pioneer for equality, led in the charge in 1970, forming the Virginia Slims circuit. By 1973, her advocacy led to the US Open becoming the first Grand Slam to offer equal pay. That same year, she defeated Bobby Riggs in the Battle of the Sexes, a defining moment in women's sports. Venus Williams played a key role in Wimbledon's equal pay movement, pushing for the 2007 change. The original 9, who formed their own tour, laid the foundation for the WTA, proving that women's tennis was here to stay. Progress has been made, but there is more work to do. The top earning male players have made hundreds of millions more than their female counterparts. Novak Djokovic, $186 million. Roger Federer, $130 million. Serena Williams, highest paid woman, it's $94 million. The fight for equality in tennis isn't just about the money. It's about the respect, recognition and fairness. What still need to change? Media coverage. Women need more exposure to boost their earnings potential. Sponsorships and endorsements. Deals should reflect impact and audience reach, not gender. Court assignments and scheduling. Equal treatment in match placements. Leadership and representation. More women in coaching, officiating and administration to drive meaningful change. Tennis can be a model for gender equality in sports, but only if these disparities are addressed. As Venus Williams put in, women's tennis isn't valued at the same as men's. That need to change. The fight isn't over, but history shows that when women demand change, change happens.